Free up a day, free up a space. Let's talk about the truth the way we know it. Let's make a play. This our reality, okay? Okay. We out here with some savage beats, okay? If you want it, you can have a piece. Effort come with automatic peace. Just be careful if you slip, you know the ladder's grief, okay? Open discussion, who you loving, who you trusting? Is it lusting when you bustin'? Is you still crushing? Was it something, is it nothing? Did you cuddle? Did you up and grab your clutch and was befuddled? Do you still love him? Is your relationship 100, or is it 50-50? Do you be talking shit, or do you sit and listen? Are you a real friend or a transaction system? Listen, do you be copping flowers? Do you open doors? Is you looking for a real woman? Is you content with whores? Do you be on your money? Do you take care of your kids? Do you stand on your business, or do you wait on your chick? Let's talk about our mental health and protecting it. Yeah. Let's talk about our mental health and protecting it. Yeah. Rule number 1 is take accountability. Fight through the misery.
I was gonna say, what happened? I
We
thought I
all here.
did some shit wrong, huh?
Nah, that's the intro. You ain't hear the intro?
I didn't hear nothing.
That's bullshit.
Nobody heard it?
I like
I
I like
didn't
that
hear.
intro.
I didn't
Uh,
hear nothing.
I
There,
be
the
hearing the
screen went blank and
outro.
everything.
I only hear the outro. I don't be hearing the
uh,
intro.
I wonder why. I hear it. But shit, let's get to it. Welcome to the Freedom Report. I'm the host, Rome. We got a whole group in here today. We got the Doc B Wise. We got Glover Valley up there. Miss Netta LaShawn, the co-host. Dion, we got Dion today. You know what I mean? Special guest. Then we got Richie on the bottom with the cowboy hat on. And Shaw got his McDonald's situation going. So we're going to get him when we get him. Before we get started, I just want to say if you got something going on, you got a mental issue, get to it, fix it. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do to make yourself better. But I'm going to get right to the conversation because I don't want to go all day. First thing I want to get to. You can't teach money if you don't learn money. Can't teach money if you don't learn money. So I've been learning some shit. I ain't got all the information right now, but I'm gonna pull it up next time we come on. But I've been learning about Acorns, Stash, the investment apps. Y'all know anything about them?
Nope, I don't.
All right, so Acorns is like the normal app. You could just, you know what I mean, pull up the app, Google Play or the Apple Store, whatever you got. But it's an investment app where you could put money. They do like a reoccurring. It's almost like a you can create your own 401k type of shit. So if you hustling or something, you got some shit going on where you don't got a job, where you in the streets, you motherfucking booster, stripper. If you a dope boy, whatever you doing, you can actually take $20 a week and just send it to that app, and you will start your own 401k plan. And it'll give you a lineup. Not only would it give you a lineup, but it'll also invest your money. And when you invest the money into certain companies, you actually become an investor into those companies. So basically, you put the money into Acorns, and Acorns put your money into other motherfuckers. Walmart, Nike, Sam's Club. And then when you get your Acorn card back from Acorn, the card, actually, you get a discount from all of those stores that you shop at. So some of them you get a 15% discount. Some of them you get a 3% discount. One of them things is like you get like a $15 discount when you spend it. And that's just Acorn. Also, I'm gonna pull up the information next time we on here. I just keep forgetting it. But when you so if I got right now, I got a play on it that says if I send my link out to 4 different people, when those 4 different people sign up and start the investment, then I get a certain amount of money. You know what I mean? So it ain't just free promo. If you're doing it, if you're able to send out your link to 4 of your friends, then you'll get like $1,500 added to whatever account you got. And then if one of your friends send it out to 4 different people, then they could get a $1,500 added to whatever account they got going on, to whatever their investment account that they got going on. So it's just like it's a quick plate if you just want to focus on something else. And then you got Stash is the same. You know, if you don't know what Stash is like the weed app. It's an investment app, but it's through all the weed, all the motherfuckers that's grown, all the growers all around the country and all that shit. You basically getting plugged with them. So the same discounts that you get with Walmart and all them motherfuckers with you when you go through Stash, it's a whole nother system, but it's like the same system. And you can make money. And it's another part of it. I was just watching this Nick Cannon show on YouTube, and he was talking to somebody. He said it's a faster way to move your money on Acorn. So I'm looking at that a little bit more thorough because I'm trying to find out about that shit and how to go about it. Did you know about Robinhood and TD Ameritrade and things like that, where you can actually get into like the actual stock market and the stock trades, and you can actually move your money around? Because basically all it is you invest your money, you put your money into it, you find you a broker. How exactly do that work, Richie? When you're doing say you're doing Robinhood or you on TD Ameritrade. How do it work if you getting on like Robinhood or TD Ameritrade?
So it's simpler than we think and we'd like to admit. But what I do is wait for bad news and bad situation, and I invest in great companies whenever I see them drop to 20% to a 20% deficit. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, meaning, so we all use Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So something like Facebook, I go and I study the news for Facebook, and I wait for Facebook to drop to about 20 to 50% at any time period, and I start buying shares and positions into the company Facebook, because I know long term, just based on the environment, that it's not realistic. It's no different than you buying t-shirts, because niggas think white t-shirts in the hood right now is popping, right?
Right.
And you see everybody wanting white t-shirts, you buy a lot of white t-shirts, and then you up the price, and then you sell them for higher, you take a profit. It's no different. I've been doing it since 2018, and it's done great for me. So it's not rocket science. The white folks, I don't even want to make it a race thing, but people want to make it seem like it's rocket science, and it's really not. You just buying things you understand, and you invest in things you understand, and you're gonna make some money.
Right. But the key to that shit too is also you got to pay attention, right? You got to watch it.
Yeah, because you can lose too, right?
Right.
Wherever there's a win, there's a loss. Right.
What you mean by that? Can you
no? The reason. So this is why I say to people, and I say that to say is, a lot of people say, "Oh man, well, there's always a chance to lose." Then I say, can you lose in something that's more common sense than not common sense? So I can look at things like Target and Walmart. If I see Target or Walmart down 30 to 40%, I go and I do the research. If I go, like for Target, for example, is one of the things that's on the table in one of my investment groups. Target is down almost like 60% in the last 2 years. Everyone's like, yeah, Target's not coming back. Yeah, everybody ain't messing with Target because they woke and this, that, and that. And I'm like, you do understand that everybody that's saying they woke at some point in time is going to want a t-shirt or some jeans for a cheap price that they want to pay more than the quality that Walmart is going to give me. And they're only going to go to one other person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me knowing that tells me that Target is a discount, right? Because there's no alternative after Walmart for a cheaper alternative than Target. Am I lying?
Yeah, you kind of is. I mean, you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not angling. I know that ain't where you're going with it. Somebody got an echo. But what I'm saying is, it is like a cheaper alternative than Walmart and Target when it comes down to t-shirts. But the cheaper alternative,
which one?
So the cheaper alternative is the actual brands. Like it's t-shirt brands that you can go through, and as long as you got an LLC, you can, not only is the brands already cheap, but you can actually get a cheaper price than the. So if you go buy a pack of t-shirts right now, a pack of Hanes from Walmart is what, like almost $25-$30 for a 10-pack, somewhere around there.
$22 for a 5-pack.
Now it's like 30. I just left. So if you go that, but that's with tax, right? But if you go to Bella Canvas site right now, you can get probably like 5 to 10 shirts at the same shirts for the exact same price, but it's a completely different material. It's a better material, and it's an actual brand, and you can do what you want to do with it. Now, if the price is already a match with Walmart, right? But it's the actual brand. But then if you at your own LLC, you actually get a discount on a price that's already there, type shit. So it is a cheaper alternative. To the point, like to what you're saying, right? We all look at what people show us. We never dig into finding out what's actually there. So if you're jumping in the stock market and you're just looking at Walmart and you're just looking at Target, then you miss Bella Canvas completely, because you're not even thinking about Bella Canvas. And when the name Bella Canvas come past you, you don't even know what the fuck it is. But it's an actual t-shirt company. So if you're looking for t-shirts and you're looking to sell t-shirts and you're looking to get into the t-shirt market and sell cheaper shirts, Bella Canvas is actually, and then it goes lower, right? Because then you got the Gildan market, right? Gildan got cheaper t-shirts than Bella Canvas, which means that the Gildan t-shirts is actually cheaper than the Walmart t-shirts. So it's a cheaper alternative to that, because the Gildan shirts right now, you can go on any site. T-shirt Express, the T-shirt Space is different sites that you can go to right now and get a Gildan shirt for $3. And you can't even buy a shirt for $3, a t-shirt right now for $3 nowhere. But you can go on the site right now and get a Gildan shirt for $3. So I mean, you ain't lying, but it just seemed like you just not completely informed. But go ahead.
No, so what I'm saying is, when it comes to investing, your best choice is to invest in familiarity, because people are going to buy familiarity more than hunting for the best price. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in my neighborhood, I'm going to look at Target before I look for the best price. Most people will. So if Target is at a discount price in comparisons to what it normally is, it makes sense for me to invest in Target than invest into the best price, because people will always go familiarity. Familiarity always wins.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But right. But if you know certain shit,
you know how I know?
No, I'm saying when you know certain shit, right? Because like you said, the familiarity thing is everybody goes for familiarity first. But most black people right now is trying to divert from Target, right? Because of the other conversation that's being had. So a lot of black people is trying to divert from Target. Then you got the Walmart conversation. Most black people don't want to shop in Walmart because most black folks don't want to be seen in Walmart items. Now it's a market for that shit, but most black folks, all the shoes and all the shit that you see in Walmart, niggas don't be want to wear that shit. So you're looking for a market and a brand to, but something that's gonna sell, right? So if you got to, I'm an
investor first, so that don't matter to me. I'm an investor too.
But this is what I'm saying. If you got a sneaky sale like Apple, before Apple became Apple, it was somebody that knew what Apple was before everybody else knew what it was, right? Mm-hmm. So if you make motherfucking, if you hit for like 10 million this year off Apple, somebody hit for a fucking for a motherfucking billion off Apple, right?
So that's what I was
hear some crazy shit. All right, go ahead.
I know. I was just going to say that's what I was going to say.
I know that was you.
Yeah, that was me. I was going to say that's what I was going to say. It's like that right there. What you saying is like it's understandable, but that ain't how motherfuckers really hit with the investing, bro. Like with the investing, it take a little bit of thinking outside the box and a little bit of foresight. Like when the pandemic hit, all the motherfuckers who understood what was going to happen start investing in paper products because they knew receipts was going to be getting made at an all-time high. They knew goddamn it, food was going to be getting delivered at motherfuckers' cribs in paper bags and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit, if a motherfucker get on top of that before it hits, then after a while it's gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like your minimal investment is gonna increase dramatically with the demand. Like invested in Target and Walmart, bro, you're gonna be spending an arm and a leg for them stocks, and like your profit is gonna be minimal, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to invest in some shit that people don't know is finna hit, basically. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That people don't know
Yeah,
it's
but you
finna
gotta
be
know what.
So, so
By doing it that way,
can
you
I say
also gotta
something,
know
Glove?
when you
Can I
gotta know
say
when to
something to touch
pull
on that,
too,
Glove?
because you could take a major loss.
That's what I said. You got to use a bit of foresight. It's a
Can I say
gamble
something to
anyway,
touch on
bro.
that?
Yeah, hold on. Let me respond to Shaw right quick. You got to
No,
use a bit of
life's a gamble.
foresight.
Life's a gamble, bro.
Exactly. It's a bit of a gamble anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Life's a
But
gamble, bro.
you have to use some foresight, and you have to, like, basically try some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to hit big on that shit, bro. Like,
So,
It's just everything.
so can
Everything
I
to
say some
me,
shit,
everything is a
Glove?
risk. So it's
Me?
just you try your hand.
facts.
So, yo, who said that?
Dion.
No, I ain't see no pictures. Dion, what's up, big homie?
What's going on?
So I will say this. So me and Tone started talking after the pandemic, right?
Mhm.
And I told Tony, I said, look, man, during the pandemic, when everybody's hiding in the house, there were some moves I made that other niggas didn't make. And I was low-key sharing it with him. I don't know if he took it in, but we still talking, so I imagine he did.
Right.
But during the pandemic, I was looking at things that was going on. During 2023, I was looking at the artificial intelligence. During the COVID shit, the jobs was giving us checks. The last time I sold whatever I was selling at the time was 2021, and all the profits I dumped it into the stock market, right? And the stock market was popping with electrical vehicles, and the chips wasn't on, the artificial intelligence wave wasn't on yet, right? So I did good with the electrical vehicles with the little hustle money that I came up with. And then 2024 came. I had a little Asian dude that do the research, and he said, hey man, AMD popping, NVIDIA popping, you better buy this, that. And I'm like, yeah, I took some low positions in it, but all the stuff he was recommending and based off the trend that was happening. For example, I'll give you two examples. So he told me, buy NVIDIA. It's cheap right now. Everybody don't see what's going. I talked to some guys that work at NVIDIA. That's why it's important to talk to these other people that know other people that you may not have access to. He said, buy NVIDIA. NVIDIA was at $90. I bought NVIDIA at $90, and now it's $200. I made a profit there. I've been holding it for 2 years. He also said,
Yeah, but not to cut you off. Whoa.
AMD, they sleep on AMD in 2020.
But listen, that's what I'm saying. Not to cut you off. Say that though. You just took us around a whole circle just to say what we were saying. What you saying now? What you saying now? Say that in the beginning, because that's what we were saying.
So,
you was using Walmart and
so let me say that.
familiarity.
Okay. So now I'll say this.
Now you're going against what you were saying originally. Is all I'm saying.
No, I was saying that to say this. I'm saying this in regards to what Glove said, right? Is we always think we want to get a bunch of shit that's at a discount price, which makes sense. But a lot of times, if you really want to make the guaranteed money, buy shit that's already popping. That's cheap. When I started buying shit that was already popping, Target.
The shit that's already popping.
Two stocks right now. If you buy, so most niggas will say, well, I didn't buy Netflix for $5, so I ain't trying to spend. Netflix right now is $78 a share. And say it's not popping because it's $78. And I'm like, nigga, 2 years ago, Netflix was $1,000. They split it so it could be a cheaper price, so motherfuckers that couldn't afford it at $1,000 could buy it at 78. And before it was 78, it was $112. It dropped to 178 with all the shit Trump doing and everything. Netflix at $78 is a great buy. Anything under 80 is a great buy.
Okay, let me ask you. That don't sound like a great buy to me, Richie. Because if you're telling me that a couple years ago it was at $100 and something and now it's at $78, that sounds like a loss.
This sound like the lowest.
You want me to explain it? I could explain it. You want me to explain it?
Go ahead.
I
Sound
do
like
because
some
I don't get
shareholders took.
that. I feel the
I was
same
gonna say
way.
sound like some
So
shareholders
I
took
will
a
tell you
hit.
this. So let me tell you this. So the reason why it's $78 now is if Netflix gets to the point where it's worth $1,000, right? The big hedge fund, the big niggas, the big wigs in that stock will say this stock is $1,000 now. We can't get all the investors we want to invest into this, so we will split it. It's called a stock split. So what they did was a 10-to-1 stock split at $1,100, and they split the stock 10 ways from $1,100. So one share got split 10 ways. So now the stock is worth about $105 to $110. So now it's at $79 because of all the bad news, but it's really worth $100. So
I'm
if
lost.
I'm a nigga that's trapping,
I'm not.
huh?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
So here's why I know what it is, right? So AMD, for example, I bought AMD at $89, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's had a stock split. It used to be $600. You don't buy that, you tripping." I bought AMD and I put a great amount of the money I had saved up into AMD at $89 today, and I did that 8 months ago. Today, AMD is worth $460, and I bought it at almost $90. That's a
play,
profit for me.
Nah, that's a profit. But when you say, like, if you say the other motherfuckers, Netflix shit is at $1,000, and then they break it down and they sell them to $79, that's a loss for somebody though. Even though somebody might buy those.
No, it's not a loss.
How is it
That's what
not
I'm
a loss?
saying. Some
So let me
shareholders
ask
that
you
took
this,
a
bro.
hit for them to be able to make that
Let
split.
me ask you this, bro. Let me say this. So let me break it down. So okay, so let's just make sure we break this down so we all comprehend. So let's say I got one share of Netflix, and Netflix runs to $1,000, right? That one share is worth $1,000. Y'all still with me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what? There's other niggas that I want to invest that I would hope and wish they would invest in Netflix that won't buy it at $1,000. So this one share, I'm going to split it 10 ways. So now this one share that was worth $1,000 is now $100 a share, so I could get
So we're
investors that
doing
don't have
that.
$1,000.
We're doing
Yeah.
that. We're doing that. You don't think that the major shareholders are taking a hit for them to be able to make the
Somebody is.
split like
Somebody's
that
No.
got to be
so
taking a
they
hit.
can be able to
Somebody's
bring in
losing in
more
that. I don't.
investment?
Definitely taking a hit. Definitely taking a hit.
No, so I'll tell
The
you this,
major
the
shareholders are
major
taking a
share.
hit. They're taking a hit with thoughts on that somebody will come and buy these shares so they can go back up They
So
know
just let me hold on. Let me break it down like this. Hold on, hear me out, right? Just say I buy the share today for $78, right? And then it turn all the way up back to $1,000, right? And then they decide niggas not gonna buy these shares for $1,000, so we gonna split them again. Now they worth $100. I just lost.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't lose.
Because let me
So
see.
let me tell you something.
Hold on, Richie.
So
It's like you broke it. You broke the shares down. You broke your big share down to smaller shares.
So
right?
let's talk in the language that we know, right?
So niggas that couldn't afford $1,000 could buy it at $100.
But Richie,
okay, so that's a game for them. But what about me, who already owned it?
Listen, Rich. Listen to me.
It's a short-term loss if there's value, bro.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. If you tell me that one share is worth $1,000, and then you say they broke that one share down
I'm
10
telling
ways.
you, one share is worth
But listen,
$1,000.
if you break one share down 10 ways, then that's 10 different points on one share. That's not 10 different shares, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So somebody has to lose in that
No,
play.
that's tended.
It's just
No,
pretty much
you lose
your
short-term.
$1,000 share just pretty much became a $10 share.
Yeah,
Facts.
No,
but once
Now I
everybody
understand the
buy it
short
at the
share.
100, but once everybody buy it at the 100, it's pretty much like buying it at the 1,000 because now you have more purchasers. So it's a short-term loss for a longer-term gain.
But that's
But
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
this
I
whole
it's a
understand the
conversation is
short
short-term.
term.
interesting.
It's a short-term loss for a longer-term gain because the big people need niggas that don't have $1,000 per share to invest. So they split that $1,000 share into 10 shares and now say it's 100 to make sure middle-class niggas can buy it. So now if a middle-class nigga buys 100 shares of that stock at $100 a share instead of 1,000, he now has 100. But here's the thing: if that stock goes to 1,000 again and they split again, which they will, because they will always need, the middle class is bigger than the wealthy class, and some niggas that ain't middle class.
So listen, I'm lost. This is where I'm lost at. You keep telling me about one share being broken down into several shares and then saying that the several shares is counted as one share. That don't make sense to me. I'm sure we all went to math. We all had math.
How?
But
So
because it's a fraction.
I'm breaking. So let me break it.
Right?
Let me break it down again.
Right?
Let me break it down again.
It don't need breaking down again.
It's like if you stretch something, you getting more out of it, right? You get more. You probably gonna get less.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get less of the something, but they stretching. Like if they breaking it down, if they breaking your one share down to 10, they using your shares for their own profits. Your share can be lost and a profit to them.
It's 10% of a
Be
share.
wise. Be wise. I fuck with you because you get it. I fuck with her. She get it.
Because I don't.
fuck with her because she gets it. It's a short-term deficit towards a future gain. They realize that at $1,000, most people in the United States economy can't
Ain't gonna
afford
come
it.
up with that money, right?
But if they split that $1,000 10 ways, more people will afford it. So now they bring it down to $100. Not only is $100, more people can afford it. But what happens is that $100 over time, let's say 3 to 5 years, according to Netflix. When I bought Netflix, the first time I bought Netflix, it was $90 a share. It went to $1,000. I had 10 shares. When it went to $1,100, they said, "Oh, this is too pricey. People ain't buying it no more because it's too expensive." They took my 10 shares and split each one of those 1 shares that I had of 10 into 10. Now I have 100 shares. Now when it goes up to $100 again, guess what that happens? Hey, be wise. You get this shit.
But somebody winning and somebody losing.
That's what I'm thinking. It can't. It's too simple to be. It's too simple.
So the whole point.
It's too simple, and they expect you to think it's difficult. It's that simple. Invest in the major companies.
So, but
don't buy no lottery ticket companies.
Hold on. This is the part you're leaving out. What if it don't gain?
Don't buy no lottery ticket company.
Hold on. What if your shit, they break your shit down and it doesn't increase in value?
It won't increase in value for the first 6 months, more than likely, according to history. But if you check 2-3 years into that in a great company, so let me tell you what
increase again.
Let me tell you what I know. I'm not telling you out of my feelings or what I think. And I can show all you niggas in person. Since 2020, till 2025, my return rate is 122%. If you look at your 401k from 2020 to 2025, their return rate is 10% a year. You see what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but answer me this, right? If listen to this, Richie, because I hear what you're saying. So let's say our company that we work for with during the pandemic, they drop all them stocks out. They open up the shares for like $50 a share, right?
It was actually $28.
$28, right? Per share,
Yep.
right? Then now those shares that was at like $28 right now, those shares
they now 100. They now 168 last time I checked.
Now, ain't that's the way we want it though, right? We want to be able to buy that one share. Listen, we want to be able to buy that share, and then that share develop the ends that share develop. We don't want to buy a broken down share and say, yo, you take this percentage and whatever come from your percentage. If you hit, you hit. If you don't, you don't. But if you got this share and this share go up 30 points, all 30 of those points are yours.
It don't matter if you're buying a great company.
Huh?
A great company doing a stock split works. If I see Disney right now, last time I checked was $105. If I see Disney say we $105, but we're going to do a 4-way stock split where our stock is now $25 a share, I'm hitting the block, I'm trapping hard, and I'm coming up with about 50,000 because I know motherfuckers will always fuck with Disney in the United States of America, and I'm buying every share I can at $25 a share because I know it's gonna go back to 100.
And then when Disney do some racist shit and everybody quit fucking with it, you just lost.
I hope they do some racist shit. I hope they do racist shit so it drops to 15. Then I buy more shares. Disney is still Disney, nigga.
Disney is still Disney.
I was
That's
gonna
the whole
say,
point.
so
That's the whole point.
anybody take a hit, you take a hit.
This comment is exactly what I'm saying. You want to buy low and sell high. If you buy high, it takes a higher risk on losing. That's what I'm saying.
What
like
I do. I don't buy high. I buy low,
right,
and sell high. If I buy low and sell at 100% return, that's always my game plan. Minimum is 100% return.
The only thing I'm lost
and I
on
only buy good companies. I don't buy lottery tickets or what somebody told me might pop in 5 days. Sometimes it pops, but I buy companies that already been popping.
Listen, the only thing I'm lost on is you saying that we buying they splitting up the share. They splitting up one share to so many shares. That's the part where I'm lost.
No, I get that.
That's the only part where I'm lost.
Think of it like this. Think of it like this. If they even had to break up the share, it's popping.
So I get that part.
It's so popular that they had to break it up. No, what I'm saying is the price went up to the point that they had to make it affordable for people to buy into it again. So he's saying predictability wise, it's going to go up again.
Right.
So here's what we know.
Hold on. Let me ask this question before y'all go. So so we put out these stocks, right? So let's say our company is going public, right? So we open up the shares, right? But the shares that we put out is too high for people to buy. So we're not doing nothing like we're not doing no great shit of trying to help nobody. We trying to make some motherfucking money on our end. So we trying to get y'all to buy into our company, basically. Whether we hit or not, from all the shares that you buy, we hit. It depends on if you hit. You have to hit based off what our company numbers do on the back end. But we hit right now when we break these stocks down and we let you get them for $79 per share. We hit because we still bring in $1,000 off that same share. Is that not what you're saying? So I still bring in as the company.
That's not what I'm saying.
Listen, if you say we break down one share to 10 shares, and we sell each one of those 10, we sell $1,000 share. We break that down to 10, and we sell those for $100 a piece. I still get $1,000 for that one share, right?
No, that share, when you break $1,000 share down into 10 different ways, that stock now is now worth $100. So if that stock is worth
if 10 people buy them shares for $100, then one share still gonna bring me back $1,000.
I'm still
that one share, nigga, is gonna bring you $100, bro. because they
How?
split
When
it
you breaking
already.
that that one share was $1,000. I'm gonna break it down to 10
If
points, right?
so,
I'm gonna break it down
So
to
now
10
each
points, right?
so now
Sell
hold
each
on, hold
point
on.
for $100, right?
If you
so
sell
let me
each
say
point for
this.
$100, then now yeah, your share then bought you back 1,000.
So
Yeah.
hear me out. Hear me out, y'all. So if I bought one share of let's go with Netflix. If I bought one share of Netflix before they split it 10 ways at $1,100, they're gonna split that $1,100 into 10 different pieces. That would be worth like $105, $110, $115 a share. So now I have 10 shares that are worth $115 a piece, and not one share that's worth $1,000. Y'all still with me?
Right.
Yeah, that's what we
It's
Talking
still
saying.
about the
he
company.
still ain't you ain't coming
He,
up with no more money. You ain't coming up with no more money.
Right.
no, he's
So
talking about the company
But
aspect. So
you're not losing. They made it cheaper, so motherfuckers that couldn't buy it at 1,000 could buy it at
I
100.
get
But
no.
it's
Listen,
still
listen.
technically
Right.
the
So
same
I got
price.
you. I got you. I got you. But what I'm saying to you is but the share that you bought for 150 for $115, there's no guarantees with your share. But with me, the
No,
person
there's no
no,
guarantee, but you already know where it's been.
listen to what I'm saying though. But me, as the motherfucker, the shareholder that's selling the shares, I made my $1,000 off my one
Yeah,
share,
for
no
sure.
matter
They
But
what,
ain't
bro.
losing.
you don't no, you didn't make shit until you sell it.
Right,
That's
but
what he just said.
Right.
But
I
I
got
yeah,
what you.
I
No, I'm
wouldn't sell
saying
it.
I get. Listen, I
This is
get what
why
you're
I
saying.
don't sell.
No, listen, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But what I'm
but
saying is,
that's the whole gag. They break it up, make it cheaper so people can buy in, and then they can jack the price up. That's how you gonna get your return when they split it.
but they still smoked you when they split it. They
Mhm.
No,
still
they
I
smoked
didn't.
the
mean,
system
not-
because they still got the same money for that one share that they was looking for.
Man, you gonna make me pull this screen up. I don't want to pull this
But
screen up,
look,
bro.
I see what he's saying. I don't think he losing nothing though. I just think
No, you don't
with the
lose
split
shit.
with the split share, he just
It just made niggas that
he
wasn't
making
gonna spend
a smaller
1,000 spend
profit.
100.
He making a smaller profit,
on the front end,
right, instead of one big profit. He
but
So
making
that's
a
gonna
bunch of
come.
smaller
But that's gonna
profits.
come when
so
that price jack
let me
up.
give you simple math.
Right.
Let me give you
This
let's
what it
just
sound like.
simplify this.
It definitely starting to sound like a pyramid scheme, kind of the way you make
Y'all
it
about to
Of
drive me
course
to
it is.
drinking.
because
Nah, it ain't that.
because it's like this, right? If you go buy, let's say you go buy a motherfucking let's go say you buy an ounce right now, and that ounce got what 8/8 in it, right? You buy an ounce and the ounce got 8/8 in it, right? And you sell each one of the eighths for a certain amount of money. Now, what everybody do with their eighth, that's what they do. But I still got the full amount of money for my ounce. Am I wrong? Am I
You're absolutely right.
Now, if
right?
you split
So
that eighth and start selling pieces of that eighth
You
for
still come
money,
up
now
with the
split
same. You
split
still come
that
up with the same
split
amount. You just
that
sold it
eighth in
in
an
pieces.
environment where
Right.
so split that
But
eighth in an
but
environment
you
where
profit
there
off
ain't
of your
no
eight
eighth.
ball the way you profit off of your eight ball. So if the eight ball do numbers, so if on the back end everything else do numbers, the actual person that bought those stocks, those shares, those split shares, they make their money. I get what you're saying, but I still made the money that I intentionally set out to make when I put them out in the first place. Is what I'm
So
saying.
you have so here's what I'm saying, bro. You have to look at what's going on in society, right? Whether we like it or not, and this is where us as black people got to
Oh shit.
stop operating in our emotions, right? Some niggas would say, "Oh, Rich, you buy Target, you buying Target, they don't support black people," and I'm like, "Nigga, we 13%. I don't have a big enough army to fight these motherfuckers like I want to. I need money to fight these motherfuckers." So I say, hey, this is what I need to buy. I know Target. I know what Target do. I know Target been popping. If Target is at a 40% discount in comparisons to what they have been in the last 5 years, I need to be buying that shit like I need air.
And what if they
We
fall?
get that. We
Netflix is
get
the
all that.
same
No,
way.
I get that, but
Huh?
I
We
get
get
what you're
all
saying.
that. We passed that.
We
We
hear what you're
passed that
saying.
part.
We hear what you're saying, Rich. We just talking about we going up the ladder. I'm listening to what you're saying, but it kind of like when you get down to the bottom of it, it's kind of like I don't know. It sounds like the same pyramid scheme that's been going on.
So
But
let
if
me
you
ask you
jump
Yep.
this. So here's what, let me ask you this. in regards to invest, this is one of the things I look at in investing to simplify it for everybody, people that do or don't invest. What is the likelihood of Target failing right now? Based off of how they fit into your life now and how the future looks. What is the likelihood of Target or Walmart failing right now?
But
This shit is
I
the
don't think
pyramid
I
scheme.
don't
You're right.
it ain't failing at all.
Nah, it is
That
failing.
motherfucker growing.
That's
No,
what I'm
Target
saying.
growing, bro.
So
Walmart is failing.
when you
Walmart
see
been
it
shut
at
down,
40%,
like a motherfucker up here.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart been
so
shut
then what's
down
the
a lot of stores
alternative?
in a
So,
lot of different cities. And a lot
That's
of
true. In
are
Chicago,
they shutting them down?
they shut
yeah,
down.
they
Are
shut
they
down a lot
shutting
of
down?
y'all.
Are they?
That's a
So
fact.
then, if they're shutting down, so there's a great investment thesis that we talking about right now. So if they're shutting down, who's replacing them? Who do you think is replacing them? And why are you not investing in them? I know it's Walmart, and you know it.
Rich.
I
For
mean, I
sure,
know
for
it's
sure, for
Amazon,
sure,
and
for
you know
sure.
it's
Target though, for
Amazon.
sure. Target, for sure. Target.
At
It's
some
Target.
point, at some point in this conversation, you were saying something
It's
about
either Target or Amazon, right, nigga?
At some point, you was talking about
Oh, you want to drunk, man?
He probably
I'm
got
good.
one right there with him. But listen, if you
Nigga, this shit alcoholic. I'm
Wish I had
I'm in
one.
Africa, but I'm
that?
still doing
I
the
knew
shit.
that
Hey,
niggas already.
I knew it.
But no,
Nigga,
listen,
I've been drinking all day, man. I went to 2
I knew.
parties today,
You could
nigga.
tell.
Richie, because you slick with the way you
Hey,
go about it, right?
hey,
We
you
keep
better
talking
stop.
about
I see your
Walmart.
face. You got that
Listen,
hater grin on your. Hey,
How I got a
I
hater
fuck with
grin?
her, man. Hey,
Richie,
that's the
I'm
hater
telling you,
grin.
don't
But
start with me today.
because listen, if you go,
I got time.
Richie, let me get this off, Richie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay.
If you you at some point in this conversation, you was talking about Nvidia, and you were saying basically you bought in for like 50 and you came out of that shit. You bought a share for like 50 and you came out of that shit
I'm
somewhere around.
still holding.
But you say you come out there with like 400 or something. Them motherfuckers is going for like 400 now.
They had 200. I bought at 90.
That's what we want to talk about though. We don't want to keep talking about Walmart. That's like a
But every time I give you it, you keep giving me an alternative. I'm giving you the scenario and the reality, and you don't like what I'm saying to you.
No, it's not that we don't like what you're saying to me. It's like what we're basically saying to you is the buy low, the buy unknown, and goddamn it, hit big is more what's the word, glamorous than us fucking around with. Hold on, let me finish. Than us fucking around with Walmart and Target, where it's like buying high and hoping that it stays high. Like the familiarity is not. You said the familiarity is the way to go, and I disagree. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Because that's
here's
not
where
how
you
they
shouldn't.
do it.
Here's where you shouldn't disagree. Here's where
ago.
you shouldn't disagree. So we know that sometimes a lottery ticket will hit, right?
No.
But we know more than likely you're better off starting your company and going to get it than winning a lottery ticket, right?
We
I
also
say
know
that
that
to say
lottery
that
is
we
just
all.
gambling, period. That's just off back gambling. Lottery.
It's an automatic loss, bro.
You don't want
The
to
lottery
go into an
It
investment as a
ain't, it ain't
gamble.
about
Yeah, it's
it ain't
smart.
about a lottery ticket, bro. That's what I said when my first comment was you got to use a little bit of foresight and think outside the box, bro. Like
Yeah, you
sometimes you
don't
can
want
see
to
shit
just
coming.
Hey,
Sometimes you can see shit coming. Like the example I was giving you with the pandemic shit. We knew what was coming.
I love y'all niggas, and I'm telling y'all what it is because I did it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to
We
get your
talking, right?
contact information. Mm-hmm.
We hear you.
Go on, get some investments.
I'm telling you because I did it, bro.
Me too, huh?
The biggest misconception that they tell us as black people is, oh man, find a 50-cent stock and find a $2 stock and buy like 1,000 of them, and if it hit, you're gonna be successful. And that's true. If it hits, you're gonna be
Nobody said that,
successful.
bro.
But
Nobody
look,
said you're not even listening to us, bro. Like, you're not listening to me because I didn't say nothing about buying no 50-cent stock. I said look toward the future. Like if you see some shit coming, like the example I gave was the pandemic, bro. We knew paper products was going to be at a must because we knew people was going to need receipts, paper bags, all these paper products that was being used in the pandemic. And if a motherfucker was thinking then and invested in paper companies, no matter how much the fuck they costed, your return was enormous because that shit skyrocketed. That's what we're saying.
I agree with
So
you.
basically, what I'm hearing
I
is
agree with you, big homie.
different
I
ways
agree
to
with you,
invest.
but the problem
Yeah,
is
yeah.
I mean,
instead of
that's
me
why you
invest.
diversify your portfolio.
That's what it
There
is.
you
Different
go.
I'll
ways
say
to
this.
There you
invest.
go.
Because what Richie's
I
saying,
agree with you,
that's
Glove.
what's working for Richie though. Like what Richie's
No,
saying is
but
Richie's
this is
program.
what I'm saying to Glove. I agree with everything Glove says 100% true if I did research in paper companies. But here's what I know in my everyday life. Every day, my everyday life tells me people gonna need Clorox, people gonna need paper towels, people gonna need diapers, people gonna need food, and they gonna either get that from Target or Walmart.
But
So
that's
if
That's
like,
them
true.
shits dropped
look at
during
this.
COVID and I had some bread, I should be buying that shit just because by default that shit's gonna run up because they got all them ingredients in their fucking program already. That's all I'm saying.
Richie, listen to this, Richie. Everybody, you got niggas who gamble, you got niggas who hustle, right? And you got niggas who take shit. All of those lanes is open in the stock market too. The same way those lanes is open on the streets, they open in the stock market. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me it's not lanes open in the stock market where
Be
you can the
wise.
same way
I
you
fuck
open
with you. You know what I'm talking about. I
bro.
see
This
it.
so this
She
what I
knows.
this what I don't like, bro. This what I don't like sometimes. I don't like when like a nigga have some information, but they make it seem like that's the only information. It's more
Oh,
information, bro. It's more information. You telling us what
no,
you
it's
know,
not.
what worked for
It's
Cause
you.
look,
not.
look,
No,
look,
it's
look,
not.
look.
That's
Stock market
that's
right
the whole
now.
point. That's
How
the
can
whole
you how
point,
can
boss
you sit
man.
there and
So the
honestly
only
say there's
information
not
is the
more
information
information?
that you got, Richie.
Right.
No,
We
that's
just
the
If
whole
want to know
point.
the game. We just want to know the
if
game.
that's your
As a whole.
perspective, then there's
No, because
nothing
that's what my
else for
dad
me to
just
say.
said. But
I want to
he's
know
basically
the
saying it's
industry,
more
bro.
information, and you just said
But
no,
he
it's
said
not. No, it's not.
he said that based off what? I gave you the simplest form off of somebody that's done it.
Right,
Not
but
somebody that told you to
but
did
it's
it. Somebody
also
that's
but it's
done it.
other ways. But what
Dang, ain't
he's
it
saying
somebody that
is
done
it's
it better than
more
you?
information than what you're
Of
giving.
course. But you
So,
sitting with a
right,
Ain't
nigga
it
that can
somebody
show
that
you
done done it better
receipts.
than you? So you can't
Richie.
say that
Yes,
your
but you sitting
information is
with a
the best
nigga
way
that
to
can
go.
show you
Bro,
receipts.
but listen,
Hey Shaw, you sitting with a nigga that can show you receipts.
we're not questioning
Not
your
a nigga
ability.
that did it another
Ain't
way.
no
A
But
nigga
this
that's
is
done
where
it.
it messes up, right? Okay, but when we're asking you questions or we're like telling you what we getting out of, like my dad explaining what he hearing and what you saying, and he just said he agree with you, but he heard it this way or he seen it, and you keep shutting that down and you keep talking over everybody. On
because
top of that, while anybody every time you say something and somebody try to give a rebuttal or something else, you try to talk over them louder and faster to get your point across when you've been talking. We heard you.
Hey,
Go,
exactly,
Netta, I
George
fuck
go,
with
Washington.
you,
go,
but you in your
Exactly,
feelings.
George
All right.
Washington.
go crazy, Sister Carls.
Way to skin a cat. Only thing I'm saying, Richie,
There
is
you go.
different ways, bro. It's different ways to go about it. I get
No,
what you're saying. I get that this is the way you play this game. So I ain't debating that or
no.
ain't arguing that. Right now, we asking like, is it more ways? Is it other aspects to this shit? Is it another
Yeah,
lane?
it's gotta be.
Of,
Ain't no one way to
So
it.
I'm
of,
asking you the other ways.
of,
You the nigga that's in
of
it. You the
course,
nigga
there's other ways, but we got an hour, nigga. I'm giving you a way right now that
Yeah,
works.
we done
That
used
that
40 of
doesn't
your
re-
money talking about
he,
this shit.
he's giving you the way that doesn't require all the research.
The steps,
I'm
right?
Both
giving
He
of
you
y'all
just
are talking
simple
about two
ways that
different ways of
require no
investing.
research. You know Walmart. You know Target. You
Yes,
know
there's
Kohl's. You know.
there's people
Come
there's
on.
people who there's people who day trade. Like y'all ain't even touch the surface. Like it's people who sit at that
right.
computer and day trade and look at
I
shit how it's moving right there on the minute, the second, the hour, and move big
hey,
money and make big return in a day. So it's
I'll
different
tell you
ways to
guys.
invest.
I'll tell you guys. I'm on a small scale right now. I day trade and swing trade. My goal every day is $200 a day. That's small. There's niggas making 10,000.
All right, Richie, we're gonna hold off for a second. We got to
I
hold off for a second.
love that button.
Please.
What's the next question, man? Because we just,
I know,
I
bro.
mean, well,
I got to get to the first question. I never asked the first question.
I
damn.
thought that was the first question.
It kind of was, but I'm just gonna go to the next thing. Learning
So
about
All right.
actually, that whole dialogue proved the first question. Actually, because it was about you can't teach money if you don't know money.
right,
Right.
I guess.
right.
Cause look, if you think about it, it's Richie and just Richie. Richie is just say Richie is the investor. We all not. So of course he got valid points for himself that we don't understand. Because
It's simple.
if you don't explain it all and you explain, oh well, this is how I came up, it doesn't make sense to us because we don't know all the other steps. It's just not that easy the way he's saying it out his mouth. So it's
So
other steps to it.
everybody got
Exactly.
to
So
share what
simply
they
put,
know.
so
Exactly.
simply put, I think Doc just really summed it all up. It's a lot of ways to do this shit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's a lot of ways to do that shit. That's one way. You know what I'm saying? The research way is another way. And there are probably, I'm sure, several other ways. We
Hmm.
need to
Daydream.
be
So so
educated on all the ways of
so
investing.
That's what we
so
want.
can I say this?
Go ahead.
Because I'm
So
gonna
I
be
had
honest with you, Reggie. Reggie, I'm gonna be honest. Like even with what you just said, I'm not even convinced yet. You see what I'm saying? Like
you don't
you
have to
didn't
be. I
convince
did
me.
well.
You did well, but I'm not convinced because I
Nah.
don't know the whole layout. Because
No,
all I know
and that's fair.
is that when you take a risk, you taking a risk, and
Yeah.
the one side of risk is good and one side is bad, and
But
majority of the
here's what we
time
know though,
is
brother.
it, huh?
But here's what we know though, brother. If I take a risk on buying a pack and breaking it down and doing some shit, I might get caught, right? But if I take
Yeah.
a risk on buying Target when it's at a cheap price, a historical low is more than likely gonna go higher based off what I see in Target in the environment that I live in. That's a risk I'm willing to take instead of breaking down a pack.
But who the fuck
That's
said
all I'm
something about
saying.
So
we
it's
No,
ain't
I
it's
was
talking
just
about
giving
it
them a
right
good.
now.
Hey,
it's kind of simple for me. It's a little
The
bit
whole
different.
point is the whole market is based off predictability. You trying to predict based on your research that it's gonna go one way. You predicting based on familiarity that it's gonna go one way. It's all predictability. It's all taking a risk. Y'all saying the same thing. It's just two different ways of investing. Let's go to the next question, man. Richie, I'm about to get your motherfucking contact because I need to learn that method though.
look, this is what I told my nephew. I said, look, hey, my nigga, it's simple as hell. If you want to make $10,000 one time every month, it's simple as fuck. If you just don't care about taxes, you wait every month until Amazon or Nvidia or one of the major stocks, Amazon, Nvidia, or Facebook, go down 10%, and you work. You have to work. There is work required. You have $100,000. I'm showing you how to make $10,000 a month easy. This is simple. I've done it already. You take $100,000 when
All right, Rich,
Amazon,
we
Nvidia.
ain't got that much time, bro. So I'm gonna go to the
All
next
right,
one.
cool. You don't got that much time, so I won't share it. All right, hey, hit me on the message.
Let's go.
He
Let's go.
said.
All right, so because we do need to talk about it more, but I'm gonna go to the next thing because we was talking about mental health and money. How do money like help when it come down to the mental health, or do money help when it come down to our mental health? Coming from where we coming from and the circumstances that we coming from. Do money help as far as our mental health is concerned?
Yeah,
Anybody?
I believe it do it. Personally, to each individual, it sets some type of security for them for yourself. You get what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
can manage, you can take care of yourself, you can take care of your family, you can do what you need to do personally. You
You
get what I'm
take care of your
saying?
problems.
Takes away.
Yeah, and I feel like without money, your stress is there. You get what I'm saying? You know how like when you going through some shit in your darkest moments, you stress the hell out because the money ain't there. But the money, by the money not being there, it's making your health decline because you stressing.
You're stressed out.
I agree. I agree, but I also believe that is more things that cause stress than
Right.
finance. Your health could be fucked up. You could be the richest nigga in the world, but your health fucked up. That's gonna cause you to stress. You could be the
Right.
richest nigga in the world, but your wife a whore. That's gonna cause some niggas to stress. Me, I don't give a fuck. But like, it's other things that can cause stress. So I don't believe that it will. I believe it will affect your mental health, but it won't alleviate all your worries because there's still things to worry about. You can have dope fiend kids with all the money in the world, and you worried about that. That's stressing you out. You know what I mean? I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, you
And
right,
because
but
it's different when it comes to mental health and stuff like that. Like for women, we go through postpartum depression. and mentally that takes a toll on a woman really, really bad. So even when she's working and yeah, money coming in, she has money. She's taking care of things. She's taking care of what needs to be taken care of, but she still has stuff going on within herself and having to get up and go to work, a job that she really don't want to be at. Because with some moms, we want to be with our kid. We don't technically like, a lot of moms don't want to work so many hours to the point where they're away from their kids because the thought of missing out on so many activities with their kid, it stresses them out and it puts them in a depressing state. So even though they got the money to afford basketball and football games, they got the money to make sure everybody in the house is fed, including themselves. They got the money to do things for themselves. They get up, they do stuff, and their appearance, they look happy and they look okay, but mentally they're still messed up. And it's like the question is for that is how do we help, how do they get help coming out of that? Because money is not helping it. They got the money, is something else that they need.
So money ain't the all being. I don't think. What I'm asking is, do it help?
Yes, it helps.
It helps your financial stress.
Yeah, it helps with the financials. It helps with buying the things that you need. Yeah, it
But now
helps
what
that.
about everything else?
So let me ask this question. So let me ask everybody a question. Do you think that you would be more happier and less stressed out with money or without it?
Depending on what you're
Or
going through.
huh?
Depending on what you're going through.
I'm saying, like, if you think about reality of the life, right? Everything that's going on just about in everybody's life. Everybody take losses, everything, right? So would the money make a difference, right? Because if you dealing with health issues, uh maybe that money is a part of it that you need to help you get to a better stage. But what if you ain't got the money? Like you still
Of
dealing with these
course,
issues.
I
exactly.
think money.
You're gonna be still dealing with the issues whether you got the money or not. That's what I'm saying. Let me get extreme. Say I
Right,
hit the
like money
lottery
is just an
today.
accolade.
Say I hit the lottery today, $10 million or whatever number you put on it that you consider rich. Tomorrow I find out that I have stage 4 cancer. Do you think I give a fuck about that money?
No.
It's
But
still
what
other
I'm
shit
saying
that
is, but yeah, you don't care about the money, but
But
it
because you could pay for yeah, you could pay for treatment and stuff like that. But with a lot of things, treatment don't always work and stuff like that. And when you have when you sick and you just finding out, a lot of times those people have that mindset where it's like this treatment might not work, and they spending so much money on treatments, and then they don't even like treatment. It don't feel good to go through this treatment. So even though they're doing something to help them, they're still going through a mental, they have something going on with their mental throughout the process. It's stressing them out, it's scaring them. They got so many thoughts running through their head. So the money didn't fix their mental, it just prepared them to be able to pay for a treatment that may or may not help, and that's going to still put them through stress.
So I think
so
my
So it
opinion
helps
is
as far, it helps afford it. It don't help take away
so
the pain and
so
stuff that.
my opinion is like some of the mental shit, some of the mental health issues that we have is like reachable to deal with. We just don't deal with them. So when it comes down to money, money actually allows people the room and the space sometimes to deal with the things that you can't normally deal with. We can't deal with cancer, right? We can't deal with a death. But when it comes down to your life, the way you live it and the shit that's going on in your life and around your life, getting to the money allows you space and room to actually deal with it. When you don't got no money, like sometimes a lot of us could be in a situation where if my stomach hurt and I feel like there's something going on in my stomach, I can't even just go to the hospital to get looked at because I can't afford that fucking hospital bill. So I got to figure out a way to try to deal with it myself. If you got you got rent issues, you know what I mean? You got car issues going back and forth to work. You got kids, you want to take care of your kids. A lot of these money allows you, even though we shouldn't be going through a lot of shit that we go through over money, but we live in a society that's built off what you got and what you don't have. And sometimes when
that's
you got it, you can alleviate a lot of problems by just doing the right thing with it.
that's why I said it alleviates the financial stress. There
Right.
are more things in life that stress you than the financial,
Mhm.
emotional stress. You know what I'm saying? Mental stress. You know what I mean? Spiritual stress. You know what I mean? It's more things that stress you than financial. So if you have, I believe if you have money, it will alleviate all the things that financially stress you.
But it gives you time also, right?
But
It
and
gives you time.
it can also give you access to the support systems that you need
Yeah,
to
better doctors.
manage.
Yeah.
Just
The
time
therapy,
though.
Yeah,
Just
traveling
time.
to take vacation. Like right now, I need a sabbatical. I'm in a position where I have to really plan carefully, but some people can just decide I'm about to go vacation for a month without super big plan and they can just do it. And so like having money allows you to do stuff like that, take a break when you need to. So the mental aspect, yes, having money allows access, but it also depends on your character because you cannot, you can have the money and not ever treat your mental health.
okay,
Hmm.
got a question, right? An example, actually. On Kanye West was on his rise. He lost his mother. Did that money help him?
Mm-mm.
Um,
Well, we can't say now. Wait. Now, we can't say if it helped him or not
You
because we
can't.
don't know how much money he put into himself to get his mind together. We don't know.
right. He's
We
also
watched him lose his fucking mind behind that shit.
I
he
We
think
he's
all
watched
that
him.
was cap, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I do too for some part. For the most part, I do
Kanye
too.
one
But
of the
the point I'm trying to make is certain shit that money can't help, bro.
yeah.
Right. I'm gonna say
Definitely. Yeah,
about
definitely.
Kanye. I ain't
Money
gonna
ain't
lie.
everything. Money
Niggas,
is a part.
yeah.
Money is a part of the solution. It's not
Yeah,
everything.
But listen
bingo.
though,
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like Kanye lost his mind more. I feel like he lost his mind after losing the female that he was fucking more so than he did his mama. He lost his mama. He still was kicking. Now let's be realistic. He was still kicking, bro. He
Hold
was
on.
still kicking.
Hold on. Look at the music, bro. Before that man mama died, we was getting college dropped out and all that shit, bro. When as soon as she died, we got my deep, dark, twisted fantasies and all this goof ass shit.
Yeah, but
That
that was
nigga lost it after that lady, bro.
but that was in the music.
so
That mean he was going to a mental therapy, right? That because that music is therapy for some people. When he was saying that shit in that music, he was going through a therapy. When he lost that female, he came outside in the streets and
Yeah,
started
no.
bugging out.
I just used him as an example to
Yeah,
basically say that it's certain shit that the money can't replace. That's all I'm saying. Like that
I
was
agree
the
with
first
that.
thing I could think.
I agree
You know
with
what I'm
that.
saying? I get everything y'all saying about you know what I'm saying? You absolutely right. He definitely lost it a little more with or whatever the case may be. But I feel like the nigga been losing it. But I also feel like a lot of that shit was tough, like Bruce said.
Yeah, that shit was cap. He just wanted to listen. When
I feel
shit
like that
start
nigga
happening to
expected
these
it.
stars, they gotta find a way to stay in the spotlight. That's why they pull these stunts. Half the shit be going on with these stars, bro, be cap. Because listen,
Uh,
Man,
who
y'all
listen,
crazy. Ain't
let me
nothing wrong with Kanye. Kanye
Listen,
not crazy.
that's
nah,
a
he
Kanye
got
fact.
a
just
lot
a
of sense. He
madman.
know what
let
he
me
doing.
let's go to the next thing.
He
Let's
marketing
go to
off
the
the
next thing.
internet.
Because
That's
I want
all
to
people
kind of
doing.
I want to piggyback
Go
off
ahead.
Kanye. I want to piggyback off Kanye. Learning to process different information without judging the people that's offering it. Because throughout all this shit, Kanye, when he came back outside with a whole lot of information, and we all shitted on him based off of the shit that we saying now.
no, we all. That's my dude. I don't shit on him.
No, and that's a fact because I ain't
Now I'm
shit
saying
on
a
him.
lot of people did.
Uh,
I'm gonna
I
tell
feel
you.
like go ahead, my
Everybody
bad.
see one aspect of when something happens. That be the surface level. See, we fail to always count how much Hollywood itself, as that whole industry and system, impact famous people. Kanye was a part of a system. He grew up to fame, but then once you get on top like that real fast, and you see how really ugly and nasty and sinister Hollywood operates, and you still trying to operate within that realm and still be real and remain authentic, that shit is a battle. And you conscious, see a conscious black man in America without a whole real outlet. Because once you see how fake shit is and sinister it is, yeah, that's enough probably to make you look like you losing your
So
mind.
uh. The
so
nigga knew
look,
he was
right?
finna lose that money. He knew he was finna
So
lose
look,
that money
right?
talking about them people. He just wanted out of
Now
them
look,
contracts.
all this, right? I look at it a whole different other way, bro. I feel like everything that he did was calculated. I feel like when he decided to come out making gospel albums, that was to gain the gospel fan base. When he came out, when he married Kim Kardashian or whatever, he gained a whole nother fan base. When he decided I'm gonna go hang with Donald Trump, he gained a Republican fan base. Like I feel like it was all calculated, bro. I don't really feel like a lot of that shit was by chance or by craziness. I feel like he was doing that shit on purpose, bro. But
because I was listening to him when he first came out, and I feel like everything he was saying in the music when he first came out is everything that he did. So we viewing it in a certain way, like, well, he doing this now and he doing that now. But if you listen to the earlier music, everything that he said he gonna do, he damn near did it. We just judging him for all the reasons that we judging him, but he did everything that he said he was gonna do in his music.
That is a fact. He just did it at a level that we didn't understand. You know how we quick to judge and don't really look outside the box.
Yeah.
But that goes to what you're saying. You got to start processing information and not judging the source of it. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of times it should be right there in our face, and we be so busy judging. You know what I'm saying? Shit that we don't understand, that we only really see what's going on for real.
It's almost like reading a book. You know how you judge a book before you read it? You just come
cover,
off the picture and shit like that.
Or you read the whole book and don't understand what the fuck you just don't comprehend what you just read.
Right.
But that's a real big deal for us though. Like coming from where we all come from, judging motherfuckers is a real big deal because we don't never get the information that we supposed to have because we too busy looking at different ways. You know what I mean? To judge people and to say this person ain't this, or to say this person ain't that, or to say this motherfucker think he this, or this motherfucker think she that type shit. We look for every excuse in the world to not just take the responsibility and the accountability of what we not doing. So we just don't want to hear you say it in no kind of way. Anybody got anything else for that?
Oh, that's just a big ass form of hating.
So let's get to this part. Letting go of the European and control narrative and provide leadership as the leader, not allowing the European narrative into the conversation where it don't belong at all.
I don't think it's a narrative. I think it's a fact.
For some people.
Well, you have to know another narrative to replace it with.
All right, so let's do
narrative.
So let's do this. Let's do this, right? If you a man and you got 5 or 6 daughters, right? You got a wife, you know what I mean? You got a mom, you got a brother, you know what I mean? You got nieces, you got nephews, you got a whole tribe, right? You haven't done anything. You haven't stepped into no political field. You haven't stepped into a police department. You haven't stepped into the law field. You haven't stepped into being a doctor, anything. You haven't stepped nowhere in your life past the position that you in. Ain't you the narrative? Ain't what you do next the narrative? Because if I could sit right here right now and just use the whole conversation of what's going on with all these other people, shit that I never experienced because I never actually walked into that field, how do I ever get a chance to actually change that narrative before I actually be able to change my own narrative? Do I just sit here and live into that narrative of these Europeans gonna stop this, or these Europeans gonna do that, or these Europeans gonna do that because all the shit that they did to everybody else? Because in my mind, go ahead.
No, go ahead. In your mind, what? Finish.
Now, if it's say in my mind, it's almost cowardice, right? Because if it's somebody up the street, if it's a dude down the street, a big ass nigga who then whoop everybody down that block, so a nigga just be like, well, I'm just not gonna walk down that block. To me, that's a coward. Because if I gotta get to where I gotta get to, I'm not gonna let the idea of
no, it's another way to get there. You go around.
But how do you go? That's what I was going to say. How do you go around the Europeans? Where does the money come from?
So to be radical is you have to do the whole thing differently. But it's not going to start with just behaving in a certain manner. The whole idea of self, identity, all of that has to be radically different. So when you say whose narrative, first of all, what value system are you operating on? Because the moment you say capitalism, you have already brought the European in. Stock is European. It don't get no more European than that. So what part of the narrative are you trying to change?
But listen, this is what I'm saying.
Because the style,
but listen to what I'm saying.
Hair, things that where you shot, all of that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all that shit is already there, right? So all of those systems are already there. So if what I'm saying is taking this shit out of the mindset and allowing it to stop you. If it's locked into your mindset and you will never do it, then you never achieve nothing. That's kind of like your loss because it is people out here in the world that's going through these same channels and achieving the goals that they looking to achieve. But if we're not achieving the goals that we looking to achieve because we letting that idea of what's on the other side of the rainbow stop us, but so we're not gonna go through the rainbow.
So I think that you basically just answered it the way that I was gonna answer it. It's like you can't just be like, well, no, I'm not gonna pursue it because I already know what's gonna happen. You have to find ways to maneuver around the system and utilize the system to your benefit. Like me and Tune was having this conversation the whole time. Like he swears that we can do everything by ourselves, and I'm like, Tune, we can't, bro. We need them. Like, and I use not to say that it's like we was just talking, like we were talking about that one time. It's their game, bro. We're playing their game. We're on their home field playing their game. So like I use the example of Jay-Z. Like, man, Jay-Z, bro, you have to use them people to get to the level that you're trying to get to. Oprah, Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, all of them use this capitalist system to get to where they are.
Right.
You have to.
That's the problem.
But what else are you gonna do?
Right.
That's
What else
okay.
can you do?
You can.
Who said you have to operate?
If I gotta work with you, I'm gonna work with you. That don't mean I gotta fuck with you.
What you should have said, D-Wise?
If you want to operate different, you have to operate with a whole different mentality. So first of all, I think our problem as African Americans, we don't think globally in terms of who else could we actually try to partner with to get stuff done. We only see the white man as being like, oh, we have to work with him. Who told you that?
Who else are we gonna work with?
You do the research, just like you would research to invest your money in a stock. You research connections. Well, just like we talk about NOI and Farrakhan. Farrakhan got connections globally. That where that man is respected. So it's different people that you have to figure that out. Who globally can you actually work with?
Because she sound like Tune to me. But if you think about this, right, the political arena is there, right? So if we live in America and we have a political arena that's basically controlling our system, why are we avoiding the political arena?
The political arena does not. The corporate arena does.
But the political arena is like the gatekeepers of the corporate shit. Am I wrong?
They the face of it.
They the gatekeepers, right? They decide in America, in American society, the political arena is deciding for the corporate motherfuckers because the corporate motherfuckers can't say it because we got a so-called democracy. So our democracy got to show to the rest of the world. Our democracy got to show, and they got to show as if it's something that's actually working. So it's certain things that they have to stand on. So like let's take Donald Trump, right? He get into there and now he's trying to change shit. He's trying to utilize all his channels to change shit, right? Everybody else, they sitting in the background and they saying, well, this is wrong and that's wrong and that's wrong. But here's the thing though. If we're not running to those systems and putting ourselves in it and taking these positions, if all we see is white folks going there and taking these positions, and all we see is white folks doing what they can for white folks, the question becomes, are they wrong? Because it's our job to take care of us, and that arena is there, so we can get in there. We just choose not to. So now when they get in there and they trying to do all of these things to make sure their people straight, to make sure their people in control, to make sure their people safe, and we don't do nothing but sit back and keep crying and complaining about what their people doing, are they really wrong, or are we wrong for not doing what we're supposed to do to put ourselves in a position instead of just saying European and using them as a scapegoat for all the shit that we don't do? Because that's the way it be looking to me.
So I wanna reply to some of the things that you said, B-Wise. I feel like we use these examples and we don't look deep enough. Because you're saying that Farrakhan has connects and this and that. Farrakhan uses this system as well. He's in this society right with us, and he utilizes this system to be successful as well. Like, I feel like when we be saying shit, but we can't provide an example of where actually of actually what you're talking about, I feel like that's that land of make believe shit. I'm one of those type of people. I'm one of those type of people who I deal with the actuality. Like,
the whole identity. He has a a grand following. This ain't, I'm not talking about a church. This man got a real
I
live
know, I know.
nation. He has a nation operating within a nation. But it first started with identity. He utilized the system in terms of like, he probably gonna buy property, he gonna pay his taxes and all of
Where does
that.
this money come from?
But it first starts with the identity. But
Where does this money come from?
a lot of money that they I mean, businesses,
How do
entrepreneurs,
they get these
they
business?
preach a lot of entrepreneurship in the nation. But what I'm
So
saying,
are they dealing with the system?
they use
My
their
bad, go ahead.
amongst each other a
I
lot.
understand that. I understand that. So do they use the system with their entrepreneurship? Or are they just opening businesses on their own without having to deal with the system at all?
I mean,
They're dealing with the system.
they're dealing with the system.
Exactly.
They're dealing with the system.
Exactly.
They pulling a
That's
people,
my whole point.
and that's and exactly because they paying off who they need to pay off. They going in the every I think everybody in this country is going through that system. If you winning in this country, you going through that system.
But
Bingo.
But here's what the difference is going to be, because we don't talk about the flossing and this part of the identity where you got to look the flyest. So yes, they operating within the system, but at the end of the day, the biggest key is the identity piece. There's not
I
a
get
strong
that.
piece of identity amongst a lot of African Americans. So yeah, they might buy a car in the system, but does it have to be the flyest car? Does it have to be the car that's 60 grand? No, they might
Oh, no, I agree with that.
I agree
they
with
can
you.
ride around in a cheaper car that they ain't got to floss, they ain't got to flex.
I agree with that, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm
But
trying to
that's
make is,
operating against the system because we are
but
taught.
it's not because in order to be successful in this system, you got to deal with the system. We're living inside of this system. You got to deal with it.
But the system is telling you how how to look, how to present, where to spend your money, how to spend your money. So to be radical is to do opposite of that. I don't have to
I
have a
get that.
2026 car.
I agree.
I get that.
That's my
I'm
point.
But I think Farrakhan got a beat though.
I know a lady right now. She's the owner of a company. Got bread. She owns a Subaru. Her niece came to visit her, seen the type of car she drive, and said, "Oh yeah, I thought you had money." That is the person that's caught up in the system. The
Right.
person who
So,
thought she don't have
but
money.
that's to the point of the question I was asking, right? Because
Absolutely right.
we be talking to Richie, and Richie always talking about doing things in silence. And to your point of like not spending your money on shit that you don't need and being able to. I'm assuming, I'm not saying this is exactly what you're saying. I'm paraphrasing, but it's kind of like not spending your money on shit that you don't need and being able to keep your money and utilize your money to push you forward with the things that you do need. And then with your family around you, you know what I mean? If you can convince your family around you to do the same shit with your money, like we can all have a motherfucking old school Chevy out there, motherfucking 2005, 2006. But if we doing the right shit with our money and putting our money together, we don't have to keep saying the Europeans, the Europeans, the Europeans. We building up what we need to build up, and then we going outside with it. Now, when we get in front of, once we make it to where we need to make it to, and we get to that motherfucking system, we should be strong enough and prepared to go for whatever fight that we got to go for.
Because how many people thrifting? How many people thrifting? Thrift shopping? You don't have. I mean, to be radical is to be radical.
Right. So I guess I'm agreeing with your term of radical. Like it's kind of like fuck the system.
I don't have to dress and do what you say I need to do to be valued as somebody.
But that's not I get that. I get that, and I totally agree with you with that. But that's not an actual fuck the system.
Oh, it just
Because if you still got your money, because that's what it is. That's self identity. That's self awareness. That's self. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
That's all
But
it is.
if you still got your money in the bank, you're not saying fuck the system.
But
if you still get paid, go ahead.
So to her point, I don't know. It's kind of like she didn't kind of switch the goalpost a little bit. But what she's saying is fuck the system, niggas, and niggas greed and niggas doing shit that don't need to be done. She's saying fuck that system, fuck spending your money, because listen, and this is a real thing. If you go outside right now, Glove, and you know it, and you go around certain individuals and you not dressed to a point where niggas feel like you should be dressed, they're gonna shit on you.
And you probably got more money than all of them.
And you probably got more money than all of them.
That's the gag.
But then it's and look at this though. The nigga who might be shitting on you might don't got half the money that you got and looking fly than a motherfucker. But he got everybody talking with him and laughing with him and putting you down. You know what I mean? Fuck that system.
But what does that? See, that's a mental shit right there, bro. Because what does that even matter?
We talk about mental.
To a grown mature motherfucker, if you know what you have and you know that none of that shit is important, that shit don't fucking matter to me, bro. I go outside, goddamn it.
But you got to become a grown, mature person through that system, is what I'm saying. Most of us growing up in that system, we were not grown and mature, and that system beat the fuck out of us. A lot of us.
Yeah, that was when we were immature, bro. Now we're all adults and we all mature minded and we see shit the way that we should see it.
Not everybody.
Well, I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying us on this path. Well, majority of us. Well,
right.
Me.
We talk about how do we get there. That's what I'm saying. It got to start with that identity.
Who is we?
Black people.
Because me and you just agreed last week. Fuck all this we. It's about me and mine. So what are we talking about now?
No, but this.
Okay. I was gonna say, don't switch up on me now.
Nah, this what we saying though. If because we all mature and grown and we figured it out, we still talking to other people, and there's other people that need to be told like that's fuckery because niggas ain't telling. We still in the system, bro. It's still motherfuckers who spend all of their money on clothes. It's still motherfuckers out here, 30s, 20s, teenagers. Right now, the system that if you don't look a certain way, if you don't talk a certain way, if hip hop culture, the biggest culture around the most popular culture around the world is based off how the fuck you look. First.
Okay.
First, it's the
and
biggest
for all
culture.
the like people, the kids that's coming up nowadays, is just like you have to look like this, but like they not even trying to work towards actually having something. They don't know the values of like building their own businesses and what it means to have your own business, because everything is about style. You can't sacrifice what you finna wear, like going to the mall and buying these clothes and these jewelries. You can't sacrifice that because like on a business, because you want to fit in with society instead of trying to spend your money where it needs to be spent. And I feel like a lot of parents, they're not teaching their kids that these days, because as a kid, I always heard like my grandma tell my cousins and my aunties and stuff when they would like go out and splurge on their kids, buying them the new Jordans all the time. I always heard my grandma say, "Don't get them so used to that, because then as they get older, they gonna think that they have to have that." And not gonna lie, for a lot of the people in my family, I've seen that like that's exactly what it became. They have to have this. They cannot, because it's now their personality. It's them. It has become them. So they can't even go to school without being fresh, because as a kid, this is who they was, and they mama ain't let them wear nothing from Walmart. So now I gotta keep up. And
fresh to death in school, bullying, and grades ain't shit.
Yeah, but because nobody ever taught them. Because nobody ever taught them, like at one point you're gonna have to keep up with this yourself. I'm not gonna be able to keep on doing it. They not taught that, and like I feel like it's dumb.
And this is also a real thing, right? Just like having Richie on our panel, doing a lot of shows with Richie, just like me knowing Tune and meet Tune, and just like me personally. When you become the person that don't give a fuck about that shit, like all the people around you that you love, that you care about, when you become the person that don't give a fuck about all of that look shit, that materialistic shit, and you like, man, I'm on a mission, I want to do this, I want to do that, all the other motherfuckers start to judge you like you're a clown. They looking at you different, they speaking to you different. You got a black relative that's a politician. When you come back, you acting white. You a nerd, you a lame, you know what I mean? Every time you do the positive thing to step into another field, now you're a lame and you're a clown, and you losing the people you love the most. If you're a kid, if you 7, 8 years old, right? And you got an uncle that's a cop, and every time your uncle that's a cop come around, your whole family clowning them. And then when your uncle leave the house, they really clowning them harder than a motherfucker. If you a 7-year-old kid watching your family, guess what you ain't gonna never be? A motherfucking cop, nigga. You know what I mean? If all y'all hate this nigga, then shit, I hate this nigga too. If all y'all say this nigga's a lame, then he a lame to me too. If all y'all say it's the same thing. So if we're not getting rid of those ideas, then those ideas they don't go no motherfucking way. It don't change. So we mature,
And
but it's
those are the
damn near
things
too
that's
late.
gonna
It
stay.
gets to a point where like people are so focused on being judged and stuff like that and like told that they not this or that. It's like they don't even want to start small no more. So they have this in their head where like when they go at it, they gotta go big or they can't do it. And it's like you fuck up that way because as soon as you try to go big right away, you're putting all your money into that and this it might not make it that far. But like nobody is under yes, gloves.
No, I was waiting for you to get done. I was waiting for you to get done, but I just wanted to y'all to know that my hand was up.
No, you can go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I just wanted to know if I was the only one that feel like we're talking about a different topic than what we started.
I don't
Because
think we're
I thought
talking
we were
about
talking about, but I thought we were talking about the European control narrative.
but that is the
Now
European
we're talking
control
about,
narrative,
but
right?
now how? Because now we're talking about the mind state that we need to be in order to
That's
succeed.
because
Like the
that's where it
European,
starts.
But we
But
say
that's
that the
where it
Europeans
started.
condition
It
us to
starts
feel
with
like
the
that, right?
identity.
huh?
Cause
I
when
don't, I
we,
don't,
Starts
cause
with
when
the
it starts
identity.
You
off
said
like
the
that,
Europeans. You said the Europeans. Say that again, Tony Wrong.
they say y'all say it because I don't agree with this, but they say the Europeans conditioned us to be this way, to hate ourselves and love their wealth, right?
Yes, they absolutely
But I
did.
thought that they absolutely did. I agree with that. But I thought you just said that this was the hip hop culture though. So this is a us
But the,
thing.
But if you say that this is the way that we're conditioned, it's kind of not a us thing. It's the thing that we're stuck in, that we're building and kind of building and building and building and building. We just talking about finding a motherfucking way out of it.
Yes, you have to
For,
you have to be
So
intentional about breaking that system down within
right.
yourself and
so I
rebuilding your identity.
so
so
okay.
I
So
believe.
I was under the impression.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I was under the impression that we was talking about like how motherfuckers be like, oh well, I can't succeed because the white people control everything and we can't get up under their thumb. We can't get from under their thumb and this and that. And that's what I thought that we were talking about.
Right. So
But
I was saying when I
because
was
I
asking,
don't think that.
no, when I was asking that question, I was saying, can we have these conversations and take the Europeans out and just accept the responsibility on our end without saying European, 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 and just say what can we do for ourselves and achieve the goals that we
Yeah,
need to achieve without them motherfuckers,
But we
without
because
so
saying that.
I
intertwined.
don't think nobody disagrees with this. What we're talking about right now, I believe that everybody on this panel agrees with what we're saying. Like it's a lot of things that need to
So
be
let's
fixed within ourselves.
let's go to
You
the
know what I'm
next
saying?
thing. Let's go to the next thing. So not living in the past that's constantly reopening old wounds, reinstilling old traumas, negative connotations, and reconditioning us to fear them and hate each other.
what do you mean by that exactly?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, that's kind of what we was just talking about. We kind of shift into these conversations without actually like
Getting
asking the
into it.
question. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's kind of like a lot of us live in the past in a way like Glove was saying earlier. Like some motherfuckers is living in the past and they present like damn near at the same time. You know what I mean? But a lot of motherfuckers live in the past to a degree where it's like now that you moving somewhere forward and you're doing something different, you still let the past like control your narrative. You know what I mean? I noticed something. I don't know if everybody else noticed it, but almost every year a new slave movie come out,
I hate it. I've been hating that
and
shit for years.
and it's just like it creates a whole new uproar. You know what I mean? Of
You got
feelings and
because you got a
emotions. You know what
condition.
I mean?
That's intentional.
Because you got a condition of younger ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
they need
keep
to.
thinking that that's the
They
only history.
yeah.
Traumas. A lot of people
Let's
go through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people go through a lot of shit at home with their families and all that shit. It's just kind of like some people never actually get the chance to step away from all those feelings and those emotions. And in most cases, motherfuckers is just crash out of their life because I don't know, man. It's like it's
That's
almost like
that's
I
what
don't
it
know, I
looked
don't know what
like
to
in
call it.
Kanye.
Yeah.
That's what a crash looked like when you don't have an outlet.
So
you
let's
just
That's
get to the.
start you just
I'm,
start releasing.
I'm gonna ask the last question because this might be I'm gonna skip everything else and ask this question.
Right.
Should we? I'm gonna ask the doc. I'm gonna ask Doc, right? And we go through how we go through it. Should we be making therapy a mandatory obligation in our lives, coming from where we come from, especially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Therapy should be a school curriculum. It should start at elementary. The kids in this country should be learning how to manage emotions,
Mm-hmm.
stress, trauma. It starts at that level. It should be a part of our lives from day one. But yes, us as adults, it should be prioritized. Our mental health should be prioritized because we absolutely cannot move forward in life if we are enslaved to trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, it is what it is. It's not going to happen. To some degree, it's going to hold you back. Yeah, it might not be holding you back financially. Like some people use their pain as a driving method to like succeed and move forward, but they still haven't dealt with it. So guess where it suffers? Relationships. Your finances might look good, but you're probably lonely as hell because don't nobody want to deal with your broken ass.
And
That-
then that began
That's
to
true.
have a problem in your business area because now it's like you stressed out about that or you feeling the way towards that and then now it's messing with your mental and then it be women that feel like they don't need the relationship aspect so they dealing because they have so much to deal with. I'm dealing with all this trauma. I'm trying to fix myself and da da da, but not actually taking the correct steps and feeling like just working and it's gonna push it through it and when
Yep.
you try to push through some stuff like that, it's like it never really works.
Nope.
And you just end up angry, then everything that's when stuff begins to fall apart because you're trying to hold it together all on your own, no therapy, nobody you taking street advice. You taking advice from friends and family when like they going through stuff too. And they didn't just because they didn't been through some stuff, that don't mean you can give me the advice because you ain't necessarily found the cure for your situation. You don't really know how to get through this. So, yes, a therapist is very much needed. And I feel like for young kids in school, it is like counselors and it's therapists in the schools nowadays, but it's like so many kids are scared to be looked at a certain way that they don't even want to go to therapy. And then they got certain parents that tell their kids like you don't need no therapy, ain't nothing wrong with you, and you just you too
Just
young to
bad.
go through this and that. Like
Just
Yeah,
bad.
it starts at home.
They shouldn't even have detention. They should have yoga. If kids is having problems and they need to be sent
yoga
down to
is
the
crazy.
office, send their ass to a yoga class. Pilates, stretch their body. You know what I'm saying? Help them meditate.
Mhm.
Detention for what? If they showing
Mhm.
emotional problems.
I can agree with that.
Exercise relieves a lot of stress.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree. I agree with some what most of both of y'all said. But what's the alternative when you don't get the direct? So if your parents can't afford it, if the school can't put you in a certain situation, what's the alternative to get it?
Self-help books, because they exist. And you can get them at the library for free. What's your name? It's out here. You can watch. You can YouTube University. We is now a thing, but you can find all type of self help stuff on YouTube. Meditation music. People, you can find yoga, meditation. Everything is on YouTube. If you can't afford therapy, library for self help books. You can find some community groups. Find out who in your community is doing healing work. You know what I'm saying? You got to get
Mhm.
connected. It's out here.
I think, man, button up your pants, brother. Creep.
No, my bad, man.
Straight up.
I was talking to
I
my
mean, since
cousin.
we
My
on the
bad, y'all.
podcast and we talking about it, I feel like if you know I'm talking to
My bad,
everybody. If
y'all.
you know somebody that is going through something or that seems to be going through something, and you know that they need a therapist or any type of help, and you're on this right now, this podcast, and you know that they don't know those resources, give them those resources and talk to them and let them know that it is other ways to go through, go about it. That you don't have to sit down and talk to a therapist if you're not ready for that. But like it's other things and it's ways. And I feel like everybody should be a help for each other because everybody don't have these resources and everybody don't know that it's these different resources.
And I would like to absolutely highlight the power of music and inspiration. We have lost that, and I really believe that some form of censorship should happen because the poison is being poured in. But at the end of the day, Music is powerful, and if you are feeling a certain way, you can find inspirational stuff that can get you through something.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. You can't if you feeling the way and you turn on some trap music, that's probably not gonna help you.
Nah. To add to what y'all saying. To add to what y'all saying. If I could add to what y'all saying, I think people also got to be careful with the way you speak to people and the way you carry people and the way you deal with people, because a lot of times, especially coming from where we come from the Black community, when the person see you down, they automatically look at you as weak. And if you're a wounded person, just like this person is wounded, and you praying on that shit, you know what I mean? Sometimes a nigga be praying on that shit and don't even realize they praying on that shit. You put yourself in a position where you're just so much bigger than the other person, or you feel like you're so much stronger than the other person. So you pushing and you pushing and you pushing, you know what I mean? That I feel like that itself, it causes a lot of back doors in the hood. You know what I mean? It's getting a lot of niggas killed because niggas think they pushing on a weaker person when in fact the person mind just not set up the way your mind set up in the moment, but that person is not really weaker than you. That person's stronger than you. And then when you slip and that person gets you and they hurt you to the core, it's kind of like you damn near ask for it in a lot of situations because you fucking with people and you speaking down on motherfuckers, you pushing motherfuckers, or you feeling like you something that you not because you can't deal with your own trauma. But a lot of times being a dad, having kids, you know what I mean? I'm managing what I go through in my life every day. I'm managing my shit. Sometimes your kids don't give a fuck about how you managing your shit because they trying to figure out their own shit and they need what they need in these moments. You know what I mean? They want what they want in these moments, but you still trying to manage a certain level of trauma that you dealing with. You know what I mean? You still trying to manage money. You trying to manage somewhere to stay. You trying to manage relationships. You just trying to manage yourself from flipping the fuck out because everybody have moments because we come into the game behind the pack already. We come in the game losing. So we fighting and we scratch, we biting, we scratching, we kicking for a motherfucking win. And as soon as you get a win, it's somebody right there waiting to take it. It's somebody right there waiting.
You know what I heard in what you just said, as far as like being a dad and handling. I think we as Black parents don't do enough of. We got to get back to the round table discussions, family meetings, breaking bread together, and talking about. A lot of times, our kids don't even know what we're going through. Because we so busy trying to look strong.
You ever been in the middle of a breakdown and a 3-year-old asks you for a pack of fruit snacks? Like,
nah, it's real.
It gets to that, like kids don't understand and they don't know, and even the older they get, they don't know.
They can understand if we communicate it to them. You can tell that 3-year-old, mommy does not feel good right now. Mommy is sad. I need a moment. I promise you that they might go get you a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids know more than we give them credit for.
Yeah, and I think like my biggest problem with that, like I don't want to do the breakdowns in front of my kid because like and maybe that is my problem because he's caught on, and so like he has his moments where he like, you okay or what's wrong, and then he want to comfort me and sit up under me, but I don't want to pour my drama. I don't want that on my son, and I don't want him to feel like he gotta
crying is natural. Hurting is natural, and our kids need to see that. Why do we? So if your kid don't appreciate you and value your struggle, but you don't that because you know that you're strong and you can handle everything. I'm sorry, that's strong.
I agree with that.
That's a cuss word.
Hey,
I don't identify.
When we first started doing our podcast and shit, we used to always be on Richie Head because he used to always talk about his family being like a business. You know what I mean? Handling and dealing with his family like from a business aspect. You know what I mean? What he call it? Like a damn, I can't forget.
It's corporation, ain't Richie?
It's like a corporation almost. So we on his head and we talking shit about it. You know what I mean? But in real life, it's almost like you got to carry your family like that, right? Everybody got to be put in a position, and everybody got to understand. Like if you fuck up and if you violate this position, you lose this position. You know what I mean? Because we just live in a time where everybody's just chaotic. Most of our families is chaotic. Some people got a control on this, or some people got a control on that. Some people got a hold on this, but a lot of us don't. A lot of us, when you see our families outside, and when you see people, you see this kid over here with this group. You see this kid over here with this group. Like the sisters ain't even friends. You know what I mean? Brothers ain't homies. You know what I mean? And then when you go hang out with your brother, you might slide on your brother with his homies. He ain't really got time for you. It's a certain mentality where everybody's putting their family last. type shit. But if our family is our system and you ain't surviving without this system, then you operate different when it come down to what your family means to you and what your family represent. I just wanted to get that to Richie
Because
though.
that could
before we
also
go
be a
on.
form of therapy, just
It
to
means
I
put
something.
that out
appreciate that,
Yeah,
there.
brother.
yeah, because
Absolutely.
it means something.
But
It
they have
means
to
something.
see, but they have to see that you are human and that you're fragile and that you also
Mhm.
need pouring
And
into.
you
Everybody got to pour into everybody.
and you got to build
Yeah.
on it. Like right now for me, right now for me, I think I got what 8 grandkids right now. Four
Woo.
boys, 4 girls, right? And I think the system gotta whatever system we gonna have, we gotta start creating it and building it right now because it might not work for us, but if they can grow up seeing it and understanding it and seeing us putting it together and seeing us, you know what I mean, demonstrating the way that we demonstrate, then by the time they get to a certain age, they could grab hold of it, you know what I mean? And then what our family look like today and what our family look like in the next 20, 30 years, even if motherfuckers ain't here or not, it's a strong ass, it's a solid ass, strong representation. I was watching the TV show, and I'm gonna get out of here after this. But it's like a show where motherfuckers was going back into the past or whatever. And when they went back to the past, it was like a stump with the man name on it. The man name was on the stump all the way like 400 years, 500 years ago. His name was on the stump. And then when they came all the way back 70 years, his name was still on that stump in front of that same house because his family held it up throughout all these centuries, you know what I mean? All these decades and all these centuries. So now when you talk about their granddad, you know what I mean? Who is your granddad and what your granddad represent? The whole, you know what I mean? You can still see his name type shit, you know what I mean? And the whole family can still see his name. And now his pictures on the wall, you know what I mean? I look like my granddad, or I look like this, or I look like that. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Identity.
Huh? You know what I mean? It's because a lot of us go through the identity crisis. And a lot of us go through the identity crisis, but if you building on your family and what your family represent and you never let it go, name of TV show is Outlander. But if you building on your family and you know what I mean, and you ain't never letting it go, and every part of your family is continuing to hold that motherfucking shit together, then by the time we get to like 50 years from today, our family members that our great grandkids, great grandkids, you know what I mean, they still upholding the name. All our pictures still on the wall. And for me, that's something I want. That's what I work for. That's what I hustle for. Like I want my shit to be still on the wall 50 years from today. You know what I mean? Part of the reason why I do all the shit I do, part of the reason why I do the show. You know what I mean? But on that note,
Amen.
let me get up out of here. You got something, Rich?
No, I say amen. That's why we all supposed to be here.
Anybody else got anything before we go?
Is we promote next Wednesday show that?
Is we next
Go
is we doing
promote
it?
next Wednesday? Yeah.
Is we doing it? They all agreed to it?
Yeah.
All right, put it out there. Talk about it.
All right. So as everybody know, my dad has 3 girls that is here with him right now. And so because we've been through a lot, so we decided that we
I have
wanted to
5
make
girls that's here with me right now.
I'm talking about your oldest girls.
But we're gonna go all out. We're gonna put the other one, we're gonna put the little ones on there too. We're just gonna do it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the 5 of us that's here now, even though they ain't finna be on the show, but we gotta talk about them too. So with my the 3 of us, the 3 oldest ones with kids, we decided that because we have went through a lot as far as like with our dad, and then we're parents now too. So we decided that we want to do like a family therapy podcast. So I mean everybody can be on there, but for sure it's about me, my dad, and my other 2 siblings. Y'all are so rude. And my other 2 siblings, and we just want to put certain things out there that we've been through, give people advice on how to get through it, and also just like have that moment to talk to our dad about things that we feel and stuff like that. So we're excited about that show next Wednesday. And yeah, we would like for y'all to all join in.
Doc, you definitely welcome because we're gonna need somebody
For sure. Yeah, that for
to
sure.
mediate this situation. So we
And you
definitely
know
gonna
what?
need you.
And that's actually a very strong. I'm strong in that area, so I appreciate it and I honor that. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Till next week.
See
Peace.
ya.
Let's play a game of would you rather. Yeah, like would you rather. Yeah. Let's free up a day, free up a space. Let's talk about the truth the way we know it. Let's make a play. This our reality, okay? Okay. We out here with some savage beats, okay? If you want it, you can have a piece. Effort come with automatic peace. Just be careful if you slip, you know the ladder's grief. Okay. Open discussion, who you loving, who you trusting? Is it lusting when you busting? Is you still crushing? Was it something, is it nothing? Did you cuddle? Did you up and grab your clutch and was befuddled? Do you still love him? Is your relationship 100-100? Or is it 50-50? Do you be talking shit or do you sit and listen? Are you a real friend or a transaction system? Listen, do you be copping flowers? Do you open doors? Is you looking for a real woman? Is you content with whores? Do you be on your money? Do you take care of your kids? Do you stand on your business or do you wait on your chick? Let's talk about our mental health and protecting it.